This weekend is the 2024 Azerbaijan Baku Grand Prix, and I'm here to go over my picks for the whole grid, starting with the qualifying, going through the entire race. We're going to go over a couple of betting picks that I personally like for the week, and then we're going to finish off with a couple of clips that, if you're a McLaren fan, not going to make you too happy. So let's start with the Q1 elims. We're going to go with the easiest choices of the weekend, both Saubers. If Bottas makes it out somehow, I mean, he won't. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, you're also going to notice here we have Legault, Sargent, and Magnussen still in. Obviously, that's going to be Behrman and Colapinto, so use your imagination. Other Q1 elims, I'm going to go Colapinto and Stroll. Stroll's going to be in 16th. I'm seeing a Q1 exit for Stroll. It's just going to be one of those weekends, I feel like. And then also, I think he's going to crash in the race too. Just going to be honest. But anyway, last one, joining them down there. I'm going to say Ocon. He's kind of been shit recently. I think Behrman's going to beat him out and make it into Q2. Q2 Elim's going to be Behrman. Ricardo. Where's Ricardo at? Get over here. Ricardo, Gasly, Hulkenberg, and Yuki probably. Yuki. I'm going to say Yuki in 11, Hulk in 12. Gasly 13, Ricardo 14, and Behrman in 15. I think he's going to squeak into Q2. And 6 through 10, I'm going to go Alonso in 10th. In this order, we're going to go Alonso 10th, Albon 9th, Perez 8th. Ooh, Russell 7. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Russell 7. uh, oh, God. I'm going to go Signs in 6. We're going to go Signs in 6. Wait, who the fuck? How'd you get there? Get over there. You fucking cheeky bastard trying to get up a spot. Fuck you, Perez. Anyway, top 5. We're gonna go Hamilton in 5th, Verstappen in 4th. This is in qualifying, by the way. Leclerc 3rd, Piastri 2nd, and Lando 1st. It's been so back and forth with them. It could honestly be either of them to be on pole, but I do think it'll be a McLaren one way or the other. And I do think it's going to be a front row lockout one way or the other too. I mean, they've just been too dominant, especially in qualifying. Some races, man, they're putting 2 or 3 tenths in qualifying. I mean, that's a little ridiculous considering the trajectory they've been on. I mean, they came from being mid pack to now being 3 tenths ahead in qualifying sometimes. So we're going to take a McLaren front row lockout, pretty much guaranteed, I think. Um, Man, Max could definitely be as low as 7 or 8, with just depending. But I do think he'll find some pace in qualifying. I don't think that's going to carry over to the race, but we're going to go over the race now. Trash can of the day, that's going to be last, and we're not going to count DNFs because I do think there's going to be at least 2 or 3 DNFs. But I'm going to assume that everybody finishes just for the sake of the predictions here. We're going to go Guan Yu Zhou in last. I think that's pretty easy. 11 through 19. Bottas is going to join him down there, probably in 19th. We're going to have Colapinto. We're going to have Colapinto, Ocon. Yeah, but then who's going to take Behrman's spot then? Oh God, I don't even know. This is 11 through 19 though. All right, Ricardo. These are pretty much just non-point finishers. Oh, we'll do it in order though. We'll do it in order just for the sake of it. Bottas 19th. I think Colapinto is going to be 18. Oh boy. Yeah, Ocon 17. Ricardo 16. Yuki 15. Oh God, no way. We're gonna go Behrman. What is that? 19, 18, 16 Behrman, 15 Ricardo, 14 Gasly, 13 Yuki, 12 Stroll, 11 Hulkenberg. I don't know about that. I have Yuki ahead of him there. That could happen. I think we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna go Hulk in a what is that? 11, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. We're gonna go Hulk in 11th and oh, it's 11. Okay. So Alonso's going to be the last point scorer. I think him and Albon are both going to stay 10 and 9. Perez is going to join him there. I'll probably be 8. I'm going to say Russell. I'm going to say Sainz goes down to 7th. Russell jumps up on him. Probably some dive bomb move. Leclerc, Hamilton. We're gonna do. Oh no way! No, 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 no. What do I have here? We'll just go with this. We'll go with what I have. I have your race winner is Oscar Piastri. I don't know how, but I think it's gonna happen. We're gonna go Norris in second. We're gonna go Leclerc in third. We have Max in fourth and Lewis in fifth. No, we're gonna do Sainz ahead of these guys, I think. So Sainz beats out both Mercedes. He's gonna be in fifth, Verstappen fourth, Leclerc third, Norris second, and your winner will be Oscar Piastri. I have a lot of faith in him, but it's so hard to say, man. This is a really tough circuit. I do think there's going to be some DNFs for sure, and it could be somebody at the front. I've been calling for a McLaren double DNF in the front like this. I mean, after that last race, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible after something like that in Monza on a street circuit where there's no runoff area, there's no bailing out of something. It just depends what kind of move they make. Kind of a tricky turn one too. I think there's definitely a possibility for a move into turn one. It's a pretty long straight to get to that turn, I believe too. So I'm gonna say Piastri takes the lead and maybe goes for a one stop. I think maybe goes for a one stop possibly. I don't know. This one's so hard to predict, honestly, because I know there's going to be some kind of accidents. There's going to be some DNFs, whether it's a yellow flag or a red flag. That's the really tricky part about it. But that's what I'm going to stick with. Let's move on to some bets for the weekend here. My main one that I would go with, honestly, is you can get McLaren constructor champ. The constructor that's going to win. I like McLaren to win. It's minus 143 or not. It's not plus money. Obviously, it's a favorite to happen, but I think that's a safe bet, and I like the odds on it. If you're feeling a little bit more, if you're feeling a little more risky, I personally have been feeling all week like it's going to be Leclerc again. I don't know why I get that feeling, man, but I just feel like Leclerc is going to win somehow. Maybe it's because McLaren's hit each other and both have to pit or something, or whatever happens. I just have a feeling about Leclerc, so I don't know. I wouldn't go with that. I would go with McLaren constructor to win minus 143 or whatever you can get it at, and then some other picks for point scores. I like Albon point score. You can get it at, what is this? No idea. Caesar Sportsbook maybe for plus 100, but it's going to be slightly a favorite to happen. If you're feeling a little bit more risky, maybe Sonoda to point score. Um, I just don't trust the RB recently, man. The RB's been really bad. It's been very unpredictable for them, so I don't really trust that it's going to be reliable this weekend. And yeah, I do think it's going to come down to a lot of strategy. Because I think one way or the other, there's going to be at least one stoppage, probably one red flag at least. So that's where it's going to get tricky. But I like Albon top 10 for sure. Again, it's not like you're making a ton of money on that, but it's almost even money, and McLaren's almost even money. 1.5 to win. I like both of those. Let's finish up real quick with some clips from Media Day. I want to start with Oscar. There's a much bigger picture at play than just myself. I don't know how much of this I can play because I know F1 is trigger happy with the copyright strike, but pretty much what Oscar said is that for the last couple of races, he's been telling McLaren if they ask him to move over or help Lando out, that he's going to do it. And that just says a lot. I mean, after he makes that move in turn one at Monza, and then to say, over the last couple of races, this, I told them if this and that, and I would be a teammate. It's getting really tricky, and what makes it trickier is when Max comes out and says, if you look at it from Oscar's perspective, he is closer to Lando than Lando is to me, and they have to deal with that. Personally, I think that's just head games. I don't really think that's a thought in their head, because if you look at the standings, Max to Lando right now is 62 points and Lando to Oscar is 44. Now, obviously, he's correct. I mean, there's definitely a smaller gap, but it's not it's not like they're going to have Lando step aside for Oscar to then make up the gap. That obviously wouldn't make any sense. So I think he's just saying that to kind of get in their heads a bit about it. He went on to say, "I'm not surprised about it. Of course, they do what they want. It's not my problem. I have my own problems at this moment." And if you've heard him this week in the short media clips that he's done, he is not confident at all in the car, and I guess rightfully so. But he is. I mean, he just seems like he's not looking forward to these weekends right now, man. If you look at it from Oscar's perspective, he's closer to Lando than Lando is to me. They have to deal with that. They were not far apart, even in the championship. Oscar came in as first driver, and I don't think he's the type to be labeled as second driver either. And that's been a constant conspiracy thing, is that somewhere in Oscar's contract it says that he can't be a number two or referred to as a number two driver, which makes things even trickier, man, because realistically, he's not a number two driver. They have two number ones, and while that's a problem that every team wishes to have, it's also put them in a really bad spot now. So this is going to be a really interesting weekend. To recap real quick, I think Oscar's going to end up winning. I think it's either going to be Oscar or Leclerc. It's either McLaren's going to bottle the 1-2 lockout and Leclerc's going to come through again, or I think Oscar's going to take him into turn one, get the clear air, and maybe if there's not any stops, if there's not any red flags or anything, he might try a one stop. Um, I don't know. That's my feeling. I feel confident about Leclerc, but it's really tricky when you just know McLaren has a better car and they've constantly been 1-2 lockout after qualifying. So that's what I'm going with. A couple picks: Albon top 10 and McLaren constructor to win. Like the video if you like the video. I'll be back after the race for a recap, and I'll see you soon. Peace.